we've all got Avengers Doomsday on the brain, not just because it's the next Avengers movie, not just because of the huge announcement of the return of Robert Downey Jr. and all that kind of stuff, but we've got the first trailer coming in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We're less than 2 weeks. No, about 2 weeks. About 2 weeks from the first trailer dropping. Of course, going to be dropping with Avatar. By the way, I'll tell you off air, I just found out the other trailer that's dropping with Avatar.
Oh, I know.
Do you? Okay, well.
One other was reported.
Does it have to do with another big director?
Well, yes.
And a movie that...
Well, let's because I know there's no reports of this out there. I just got told this yesterday.
I just read this, so then it wouldn't be this.
Anyway, but so we all got Avengers Doomsday on the brain, right now. But one of the big questions that's been out there, including from our own Robert Meyer Burnett, has been, who are the Avengers?
Yeah, who are they?
What's this going to be? All right, now, let me give some asterisks to this here. This is coming from an Italian conference where Marvel was doing a presentation. There might be some stuff being lost in translation. I was not in this room, so I can't account for the veracity of this, but it seems to be being confirmed by other people around. So in this presentation, apparently they kind of laid out that there are basically 6 teams in Avengers Doomsday. This comes to us from the folks over at the Direct. Walt Disney Studios highlighted a presentation at the 48th edition of the Professional Cinema Days in Sorrento, Italy.
I love Sorrento.
Oh, showcasing a video that confirmed the teams that will be present in Avengers Doomsday. During the official cast announcement, a video unveiled the 6 teams, namely the Fantastic Four, the Wakandan Warriors, the Avengers, the Thunderbolts, aka New Avengers, the X-Men, and Doctor Doom. They put in there as kind of as a team. Then they go on to break them down, directed by the Russo. So then they put up some photos as well. The Russo brothers, Robert Downey Jr., talk about Doctor Doom. Now, Rob, you have speculated, and I agree. It's not going to be just Doctor Doom on his own. He's going to have some characters with him. Yeah, he's going to have a team in there, but they did not reveal who any of those would be in this presentation. So there was that one. The next one up is obviously we knew the Fantastic Four. And they put up this picture of them all in there. The Fantastic Four are going to be in there. That was obvious. We knew that. And it's the team as we expected. Now, one of the interesting things is then they've got the Wakandans. Winston Duke, Letitia Wright, Tenoch Huerta's Namor. And everybody don't forget, M'Baku, Winston Duke, is the king of Wakanda. A lot of people forget that from the end of Black Panther 2. He is now king of Wakanda. So it's going to be kind of interesting that you've got that group now coming in as well. This one was really interesting to me, and tell you why. The next group they mentioned is the Avengers.
Yeah.
Now, some of these have 1 or 2 pictures cut off. So Shang-Chi is in this image. You don't see it in this picture here. So Shang-Chi was in the image. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, Daniel Ramirez as Falcon. But here's the interesting one of who they're listing with the Avengers. Tom Hiddleston.
Mm-hmm.
Loki is being listed with the Avengers. Now, again, I want to emphasize this a ton. I wasn't at this presentation. There might be some reason he's listed there, but for them, just on the surface, that Loki is listed with the Avengers is actually pretty damn cool.
I mean, he is God Loki now, so how's that going to work?
Well, he's always been a god, right? He's the god of mischief. Now he's the god of stories.
But I mean, God of the universe, he'll save every one of us.
Anyway, so he's now, so that's telling us that the fans are going to get what they've really been wanting. They've wanted to see that reunion again between Thor and Loki, and to see the two brothers again. That'll be great. So anyway, so that's the next team. Then they've obviously got the Thunderbolts in there. We don't have David Harbour, but again, he's off the picture. He's there. David Harbour is there. He's already been announced in the cast.
Also, a U.S. agent is probably.
Oh yeah, is not it, but we know he's in there because he was already announced in the cast. So they got Thunderbolts listed as well, and then they got the X-Men.
Hey,
Patrick Stewart. Obviously, we don't see Ian McKellen in the picture, but he was stretched off. Rebecca Romaine. I still want to call her Rebecca Romaine Stamos. I still want to, it's just
Jerry O'Connell will get pissed if you do that.
But it's reflex.
Sorry, guys.
It's reflex. Anyway, so we got Mystique, Channing Tatum as Gambit, James Marsden as Cyclops, Alan Cumming, who was the biggest surprise to me that he was coming back to play
Wild.
Nightcrawler again. So we've got the X-Men team in there as well. So there's the 6 teams. Again, I kind of gravitate back to that Loki listing with the Avengers. Like I find that fascinating. It's like, is this going to be one of those things where Marvel does this sometimes? At the end of, I believe, Iron Man 2, it's either at the end of Iron Man 2 or I think it's at the end of Iron Man 2, where he's like giving it up. He takes the arc. Remember, it ends with him in surgery and they take the arc reactor out and there, I'm not going to do that anymore. And then we get to Avengers Age of Ultron and he's just got it again. It's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, I got the arc reactor back. I wonder if this movie if Doomsday's just going to start with Thor eating a Danish in that little cafe that Jane took him to in the first Thor, where he said, another, right? And he's just in there injured, and Loki just comes walking and says, hello, brother. And they just right at the beginning of the movie. Or is this going to be something they build up to? Again, look, if you know the story of Secret Wars, at least the more modern one, you know Molecule Man is a very important central kind of the battery that powers everything of that story. And since we have no Molecule Man, we have speculated that they could maybe slide in another character kind of into that role. Some of the options have been Sentry, because he's all of a sudden the most powerful character now in the MCU. But one of the other characters that we thought could be that role, because he is now the god of stories, is maybe Loki plays that sort of role of Molecule Man. So does he then get taken by Doom at some point? I don't know. I just thought it was really interesting we're seeing that. But anyway, Rob, since you're the one who more than anybody else knows been saying, who are the Avengers? Like at least the one saying it out loud. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of this video, Aura. Guys, if you are anything like me, you swear every year you're going to be on top of your Christmas shopping, and then suddenly it's December 20th, the shelves are empty, and you're standing around in Target asking yourself, does my aunt even like candles? But this year, I am not doing that because of Aura Frames. It's completely saved me. See, I always struggled with what to get people in my life, but this year I'm going to give out a couple of Aura Frames, and it's hands down the most personal, meaningful gift that I can possibly give. And here's the best part. Aura lets you upload unlimited photos and videos. Plus, the frame comes in a premium gift box with no price tag, so it feels like a classy, well thought out gift, even if you bought it last minute. Guys, you can't gift wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. So for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames named #1 by Wirecutter by using promo code CAMPEA at the checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code Campea. This deal is exclusive to our listeners and frames sell out fast. So order yours now to get it in on time for the holidays. Support the show by mentioning that we sent you at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. We're getting a little bit of a picture painted here for this now. What's your main takeaway when you look down through all these lists, the 6 different teams, all that kind of stuff? What is standing out to you the most?
They're all going to get wrecked. No, in this movie, they're all going to get wrecked. I mean, you're going to have I think this movie's going to end on one heck of a cliffhanger. It's going to be really interesting to see because
by the way, quick, sorry, I forgot. The third option besides Sentry, Loki is Franklin Richards.
Right.
That's the other one we thought might be.
Yeah, and I think those are all going to play a part. I mean, look, I think this is really interesting. I'm more interested in where's Doctor Strange? Where's Wanda Maximoff? Is she really dead? Where's the Hulk? Where these are big players. I think that when this story starts, look, I think this is going to be a saga like we've never seen before. I think this is the first course, right? Of what we're seeing. Obviously, it's Avengers Doomsday. It's not even Secret Wars. So it's intriguing to me where we're at because we're still I would imagine these Avengers are still Sam Wilson's still trying to put the pieces together because we've never really seen a definitive aftermath after Thanos snapped everybody back. occasionally we've seen things. I mean, we've seen Falcon and we've seen Winter Soldier go off, and we've seen the aftermath of the snap there, but we've never seen the aftermath in terms of the Avengers proper. Like, do they have a headquarters? What's going on? What's their relationship like with the government, especially post Brave New World? Like, how's that all working? So I think it's going to be really interesting. And I think, again, it's kind of like what I love about this is when I used to read comics when I was a kid, they would have little boxes like on the cover of which superheroes were involved. Like if the Justice Society was teaming up with the Justice League, they didn't have all the Justice League and all the Justice Society. They only had certain members.
Right.
And I find this really intriguing. I'm if nothing else, getting some definitive answers. I like the characters they pick initially, because eventually they're going to need more people because they're going to get their asses handed to them. So I'm there for it. And it's going to be really interesting to see how Doctor Doom, like they have to introduce Doom. They have to explain who he is and what he's doing and why he's doing it.
Well, that's true of any villain in any movie.
Yeah, but this is a lot of characters. So I'm really excited. This makes me even more excited about this movie because, as I said, it's a lifestyle choice. I choose to be very excited. It makes me intrigued about what they're going to do. My level of excitement, the more we learn about this, I'm intrigued that there is a narrative here that's going to be very interesting to watch, if nothing else. I'm not thinking, this is going to suck. I think what they're doing is really, it's very interesting. It makes me very intrigued to see the film. I don't know, obviously, I don't know what they're going to do. I think Franklin Richards is the most powerful being of all, so he can create universes, so why not? But then Loki oversees them. So then how's that going to work? I think there's really interesting groundwork that's laid here, but I don't know definitively. I mean, I would say that Franklin Richards and Loki have parts to play that are intertwined somehow. I don't know how, but I want to see how. And I'm really excited to see this trailer. I'll tell you that.
And listen, I want to make sure we don't shortchange Sentry here. Because listen, they don't need to have him at the same OP levels that he is in the comics. But I do want to remind people that in the comics, one of everybody's favorite comic stories ever, World War Hulk, for very good reason. That is, if you've never read World War Hulk, read World War Hulk. It's so good. But in that story, ultimately, as Hulk is going through and taking out everybody, all the Avengers, all the X-Men, everything the planet can throw at him, the one thing that finally stops him is Sentry, where they basically fight to a draw, right? That's the thing. The government's got to go and get Sentry to get involved, and Sentry gets involved, and they fight to a draw, and that's it. And then the way they kind of portrayed him in Thunderbolts, like, it's so dangerous that Bob has got to keep him kind of bottled up, right? Afraid of becoming, more than what they can handle. And so I still kind of feel like that's our wild card going into Doomsday, because you can't have a character like that and just have him sitting on the sideline.
I don't think he's going to sit on the sidelines. I think he's Team Doom.
No.
Yeah, dude. I think Sentry's going Doom. I think he's going Team Doom, and I think by the end of this movie, I think Doom is going to have Franklin Richards. It's going to have Sentry, and that's how he's going to create Battle World. And he's going to go in and he's going to have.
Who are the Avengers? Okay, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. You have a team of Doom, Franklin Richards, and Sentry. You don't have anything in the Marvel universe that can stand against that. Like, not even have a chance.
That's why. How do you think he's going to create?
Excuse me, Ant-Man.
Ant-Man could take out Kang.
How do you think he's going to create Battle World? He's going to collapse the universes, and it's going to be a cliffhanger. The likes.
I don't know. Bob's too loyal to Yelena. I think he's way too loyal to Yelena.
I don't know.
We'll find. But listen, you're talking about choosing. I still am. As much as I've talked about how Marvel is in probably the weakest state it's been in a long time and all this kind of stuff, the reason I am so optimistic, and I've said this before, but I want to restate it, about Avengers Doomsday is not just because I'm choosing to be, but rather because track record.
Yeah.
I said this before, but let me say it again. The team of Kevin Feige and Joe and Anthony Russo, as a team, they have made not one, not two, not three, but 4 films together. This team. They've made 4. Which one of them was bad? I'll wait. Was
Yeah.
Winter Soldier bad? Was Civil War bad? Was Infinity War bad? No. These are all in different discussions from different people in the conversations of the greatest comic book films of all time. All four of them. And since this group of people in charge of making films have made 4 films together, and every single one of them, not just the majority of them, every single one of them has been crushed and knocked out of the park, why would I doubt them right now? Doesn't mean that it can't be bad. It can be. But I mean, why would I doubt that they're going to be able to deliver the goods?
Also, I think that's a really good point. And if you look at those particular 4 films together, they all kind of work as one large meta story.
Yeah.
And I think that Doomsday and Secret Wars kind of slot right in, because you could say that, I'm sure after what Thanos did, the multiverse and all this stuff that was going on, that Doomsday and Secret Wars it's going to wind up being a 6-film mini saga within the larger MCU.
Well, I mean, you know what? We're just a couple of weeks away now from getting that first trailer, man.
I'm excited, dude.
The most important trailer.
I'm excited.
Honestly, without hyperbole, the most important trailer in the history of cinema coming out in just a couple of weeks. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? I mean, maybe there's something being lost in translation, this report coming from the direct, but I mean, they're breaking down. They got basically 6 teams going in there. Loki being listed amongst the Avengers. Where's your anticipation level right now? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.